Hello guys, today in this video we shall learn about the poem John Death Be Not Proud, composed by John Donne. Guys, first of all, introduction to the poem. Donne's poem entitled Death Be Not Proud is a sonnet. Sonnet appears in holy sonnets, divine meditations. In this poem, Donne speaks of death as if it were a person with whom it is possible to argue about how strong he actually is. Death is an example of the method of treating an abstract force or quality as if it were a person. It is called personification. Donne demolishes two popular concepts. Firstly, death is dreadful. Secondly, death is almighty. He personifies death and addresses him directly. The structure of the poem facilitates the division of the theme into two parts. The octave proves that death is neither dreadful nor mighty. The sestet brings the argument to a personal level, regards death as a slave and a door through which the soul passes to immortality. The last line hits the nail on the head. It is not the poet who will die. The poet declares happily, Death, thou shalt die. Now, guys, summary of the poem. From number 9 to 8. O death, do not be proud. You are not powerful or horrible as something. Those whom you are supposed to destroy are not dead in reality. You cannot kill me either. Death is like a restful sleep. Before derive relaxation and joy from sleep, which is but a picture of death. Similarly, death gives greater comfort and rest. That is the reason why the best and virtuous people die young. Death frees their souls from the prison of their bodies and offers rest to them. As such, death cannot be called dreadful. Now, from line number 9 to 14. Death is slave or agent of fate, accident, power of kings and criminals. It accomplishes its task through prison, war, and sickness. Opium and other drugs can induce better sleep and more easily and in a gentler manner. They are more welcome than the blow of death. Why do you, O death, feel so proud of yourself? Death can make us sleep for a short period in the grave. Thereafter, we shall live eternally in heaven. We will wake up not in this life but in eternity. Guys, Donne is here referring to the Christian belief about the day of judgment. And further, he says, Death then will have no power over us. In fact, death does not kill us. We become independent of death. It is death which itself dies. death shall be no more, because in heaven and hell no one dies. So, guys, this is the introduction and summary of the poem. Now, explanation of this poem. So, let us start from line number 1 to 8. Death, be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. For those whom you thinkest thou dost overthrow, die not poor death, or yet canst thou kill me from rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be much pleasure, then from thee much more must flow, and soonest out best men with thee do go, rest of their bonds and souls delivery. So, guys, these are the line number 1 to 8. Now, explanation. Guys, the poet says that death should not feel proud over the idea that she is very powerful and terrible. There is no doubt that some people call him to be mighty and dreadful. In reality, death is neither powerful nor terrible. The poet gives sound arguments in support of his ideas. Death thinks that she kills certain persons who die. This is, however, not true. Death can destroy only their bodies, but she has no power over their souls. The soul is important, it never perishes. The poet challenges death and says that she cannot destroy him. Death is wretched and insignificant. He says that rest and sleep, which resembles her closely, give pleasure to the people. Death's duration is longer while their duration is shorter. The poet therefore concludes that death must give people more enjoyment. The poet says that there is no need of considering death powerful or fearful. Lastly, those persons who are the greatest and the noblest die at a young age. This gives rest to their bodies and sets their souls free from the prison house of body in order to attain eternal bliss. Thus, the poet gives two arguments to prove that death is neither powerful nor dreadful. Death does not really kill. Death wrongly thinks that it kills, then feels almost sorry for death in its failure. This is expressed by expression poor death. Death is not dreadful. Dying is just like rest and sleep, which give pleasure. Death is longer rest and longer sleep. Then dying must be even more pleasant than resting or sleeping. Death frees the soul from the prison house of the body. Thus, the poet proves that death is neither dreadful nor mighty. So, guys, this is the explanation from number line 1 to 8. Now, line number 9 to 14. Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and dost with poison, war, and sickness dwell, and poppy or charms can make us sleep as well, and better than thy stroke Why swellest thou then? One short sleep past, we make eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die. Guys, in these lines, Donne describes death in such a way that it does not seem the strongest force on earth. The poet says that death is not independent to kill anybody. In order to do her work, she has to seek the help of some many other agencies which cause death of people. They are fate, accidents, orders of cruel kings, brigands who kill and loot innocent people. Poison, war, and sickness also caused death. Death is just like a slave to all these powers. Fate, chance, kings, desperate men, war, sickness, all these can kill human beings and they thus have the power to command death. Death is thus a slave. Both the poppy and magic charms can help men to sleep as well as, if no better than the sleep death gives them. The poet asks death as to why. Then it feels so proud of herself. Death has no reason to be proud. Death can only make people sleep or sometime after sleep in the grave, people shall wake up on the day of judgment and live forever. Then death will have absolutely no power over human beings. There is no death in paradise and hell. Thus, death's jurisdiction shall come to an end on that day. That will be death of death. Thus, the fact is that death does not kill human beings, it is death which itself dies. The immortality of the soul ensures the survival of man. Donne thus imagines the future death of death. The poem ends on a paradox. Man is immortal, death is mortal. The poet declares happily, death thou shalt die. So, guys, this is the introduction, summary, and full explanation of this poem, Death Be Not Proud, composed by John Donne. Guys, this is a very beautiful poem. You must read it out. Thank you.